What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. As you can see behind me, I have a 1929 Model A hot rod. And funny enough, I saw this thing on Facebook Market and I hit up the guy who owns it, Pat. I said, dude, this thing is sick. Before you sell it, can we please do a video on it? So he agreed and now we're here. So let's hop in. Alrighty, Pat, well, thank you so much for doing this, man. Let's just jump right in. What was the condition of it when you got it?
It was kind of like a rat rod when I got it. It was all satin black, very minimal interior in it. Kind of rough around the edges, but still a good cruiser. I got it from a guy up in Pennsylvania. We did a trade. I had a 32 Roadster and we swapped, and I got a little bit of cash out of it also, and he delivered the car down to me. I usually build all of my own stuff, you know, the majority of what I can. This one was something that I've always wanted, and so we traded, and when we got it, I drove it like it was for about a year, and it was just driving me crazy that it was somebody else's car. It's been pretty much a complete nut and bolt since then. It's been completely rewired, all new gauges, new interior, new air ride system, brakes.
You showed me the picture of what it looked like before. What made you choose the color that you did? Because honestly, I love the look of it, and even like the pinstriping added. I think it really set the car off way more than it did when you had first got it.
Yeah, my buddy down at B&D Customs body shop here in town went down and talked to him about getting some things fixed on the car, and he said, you know, I can repaint this thing shiny for you. And not always a shiny paint kind of guy, but we went back and forth for about a month and finally did it. And he asked me the colors I liked, and I'm kind of an orange guy, and it's like looking at wallpaper splotches. He gave me 4 books of colors, but I picked this one out of there. It's a factory Chrysler Mango Tango Pearl.
And it's funny because usually in these videos they say, okay, let's lift up the hood. Obviously there's no hood here.
Right.
And Pat did warn me. He's like, man, I seen your channel. You do a lot of horsepower stuff. And I do. We do a lot of high horsepower stuff. He's like, this thing's not crazy horsepower, but it's a fun cruiser. But you know, I like everything, no matter if it's super fast or just a cruiser. That's all part of the hot rod scene. So tell us a little bit about what you have going on powering this.
It's a 350 Chevy, tunnel ram. Everything I do is a tunnel ram. I'd love to do a blower car someday, but I don't have blower money. Yeah. So I do tunnel rams. 2 450 Hollies, nothing outrageous. The motor was in it when I got the car, and as far as I know, it's a relatively stock motor. Turbo 400 transmission, and the rear end is out of a early 90s Silverado with a stock gear in it. Had a buddy of mine that had these Sanderson Zoomies on his hot rod, and he was taking them off, and I asked him if I could try them, and he told me I could have them. Thought that was pretty cool, you know, the car community, you know, hanging together. I like to make the engines kind of a vocal point. I get carried away, and they're not fun to drive when you're lightweight and big horsepower. So this one's a great cruiser. It'll go down the road 70 miles an hour with 3 fingers.
I feel like with these cars too, you kind of don't want to have like insane crazy horsepower. I feel like with hot rods, it's supposed to sound good and look good and just cruise, man.
When I got the car, the original gas tank is right there. So in 1929, the gas tank was right over top of you while you were driving. Well, I took the gas cap off, and inside of it was a registration from the original builder.
Oh my gosh.
And I put it on Facebook, and I said, does anybody know this guy? And within 5 minutes, I found the guy that built it. Then I found the other 6 people who have owned the car, and so we've all become friends and that kind of thing. Mike chopped the top 5 inches, and the body's been channeled 5 inches. There's a bulkhead right here that was solid, and because you're sitting so low in the car and the roof is so low, I had a hard time seeing, so I cut the bulkhead out and put Lexan in, and then I dimple dyed the visor, so I can either look through the windshield or look through the sun visor, you know, depending on the situation.
Yeah, totally. I love when the visors look like that. There's these guys over in Australia, and they have an old hot rod similar to this. It's tan. They did something very similar to that, and I just love the look of that too.
Yeah, it's got a nice look, but it's also functional.
With the roof, did you open that up, or was it like that when you got it?
When I got it, the canvas roof was there. It's a double-sided canvas. It's marine grade. You can go down the road in the rain and it'll keep you dry. But when I got it, I had a buddy of mine, Tony's Upholstery. He cut that out and put in the clear roof, basically like a sunroof for me.
I know it's a way different than, you know, the normal drag cars that I usually do or street cars. Tell us a little bit about the suspension setup on here.
This has got a Speedway drop axle on the front. It's a 5-inch drop axle. It's called a suicide front end because the axle is in front of the springs. Instead of standard shocks, it's got these friction shocks. It's a modern take on a friction shock, but it's kind of like what they would have in the day. They didn't have the gas shocks like what we've got now. And honestly, I've had several straight axle cars and those shocks work just as good as a regular shock. It's just something different. Not a lot of people are used to those. But I had everything powder coated. It's got hairpins on it. Disc brakes on the front, GM disc brakes. 16-inch rocket wheels all the way around. Coker white walls. They look like a polyglass tire, but they're actually a radial, making it look like the old school kind of thing. With any straight axle, it's gonna be a little bouncy and a little bumpy, you know, that kind of thing, but that's just part of the game.
Tell me a little bit about the interior here. It looks like these seats are just on the floor. Like, that is pretty wild to me.
Yeah, they're absolutely on the floor. If I put a regular seat in there, then I can't see out the windshield. I'm kind of sticking through the roof.
Yeah, you're gonna be sticking your head out through here, dude.
So the car, when I got it, had no carpet in it. It had a seat sort of similar to this, the back not so much. We've had a guy in the club, he used to do upholstery, so I bought the material, he sewed it up, put the foam in, we put the carpet in. They always say style over comfort. Well, this is the case of that.
Yeah.
It's a little getting used to for an old guy. It's got all new dolphin gauges in it now and a easy wire wiring harness. It's got a GM chrome tilt wheel, 23-inch slow car shifter. And because the rear window is so small, I couldn't get a rear view mirror big enough to do anything. So I've got 39 Chevy taillights, and I got a 39 Chevy taillight and mounted it on the roof and put a backup camera in it. My backup mirror is an iPad.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so I look in the iPad. I know it's not period correct, but you know, you got to be safe, you know, while you're going down the road. This car's so short, you know, you get out on the highway or something, I'm always afraid somebody's going to run me over because they can't see it. It had a front windshield and a rear window, but it didn't have any side glass. I made up all of the side glass. That's all Lexan. I'm kind of a wimp when it comes to wintertime. So in the wintertime, you know, I close everything up and it stays pretty toasty in there for me. It's bearable.
Yeah, that's why we live in Florida, folks, so we can escape the winter here.
I had a guy contact me on Marketplace and he goes, "Does it have heat and air?" And I said, "This isn't the right car for you."
Yeah. That's so funny. Yeah, it's a hot rod, man. It's not supposed to have heat and air, dude.
Got a stereo? No.
I see that there's some signatures in there. What are the signatures about on the dash there?
Yeah, me and my wife went up to Tennessee a couple of years ago and went to a big car show up at Nashville Speedway, the triple counter rodding. They had 18 top name builders, and I got Chip Foose and Dave Kindig and Kev Dog sign the dashboard
Heck
for me
yeah,
while
dude.
we were there.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, that was pretty neat. Those guys are just like they are on TV. It was pretty neat.
Yeah, that's dope.
Pretty neat.
Heck yeah. Well, I think that kind of wraps up the interior. I say we get a camera in there and go for a cruise. What do you think?
Sounds good.
All right, let's do it. This thing is so loud.
Then there's mufflers inside those baffles, inside those pipes.
I couldn't imagine driving this thing long distance for sure. It'd be nuts.
I'm good for about 30 minutes.
Yeah, for real. This is an experience that you will not get with any other vehicle, you know what I mean?
Gets a lot of attention.
Oh, I bet. I'm sure you get thumbs up and waves all the time. So with you and the club and everything, do you drive this pretty often? Is there like every weekend type of deal?
Oh, yeah, because there's a show every weekend.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
And we do a ice cream night out. Once a month, we all go get ice cream and we all take our cars.
Oh, that's sick. And like you were saying, yeah, it might not have a lot of horsepower, but dude, I haven't stopped smiling since I got in this thing. This is so neat. Hey, it get you up and goes a little bit.
That's about it.
That's cool though. That's all you need for something like this, man.
Yeah.
What I think is really cool too is like your wife has an old truck and your son has an old truck. Like you guys are all in this world together, which is awesome.
Every weekend we all go someplace.
That's so cool, dude.
They always tease us because we're always all in a row, you know.
That's awesome. All right, guys, that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed. Also, Pat, thank you so much for doing this, man. I really do appreciate you taking the time. I know this thing is for sale, So where can people contact you if they're interested in buying this thing?
They can go to my Facebook page, Patrick Teehan, or they can find the car on Marketplace. Just type in 1929 Ford Model A, and it should come up. I'd like to get somebody else to have some fun with it.
Yeah, heck yeah.
On to the next project.
Heck yeah. Well, thank you guys so much. And if you're interested, I have all the information linked in the description below. So if you do want to check it out, it's there. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this content, make sure you give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and we'll see you next time.